So we had to get it cut. No charge, thankfully, but usually they do. And now we're here. So we have those extra pieces, which we can use for a back piece. So it'd be cool. But
we're gonna need your help here.
Oh, okay. Camera off. You know, I think it's about time these came off. Car has been sitting in our trailer for about like 4 months. We were supposed to race in November, but that ended up getting canceled. So we were loaded, ready to go. And I think the day before it got canceled. So this has just been sitting. Recently, we've had some issues with it starting when we were trying to get it out. The fuel was not connecting to the engine or anything. So my dad's working that out while I do the body work. I think it's definitely due for another paint job because look at this Medusa's face. I tried to fix it with paint, but I couldn't color match it, so it's kind of like, and the face of the snake is gone. It's like, it definitely needs something new. I think we're gonna go with a different wrap because we have some new people on board, so should be fun. The right side, done. So far, I've pretty much taken off most of the major pieces. There's some parts like this one here, which we're not gonna end up changing because it doesn't have a wrap, and also it's pretty good. I mean, there's no damages at all. We're just taking off anything that has like bends or we had to straighten, but you can kind of tell it's been hit before. This is my stack so far. I'll be doing the other side as well. But there's something interesting that I saw. Just been looking at it whenever I'm working on the car, but you can see here there's little specks of orange. That is actually the original car that this car was. It's a 1977 Cadillac Seville, and it looks like, I'm not sure what they called this, but it's like some type of like bronzy red. It's really pretty. Whenever I see one in public, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's my little race car. But I just think that's cool. And looks like we're pretty much done. I just have to take that part off. Another interesting thing is this car is like, it's almost like history in itself. I really love it. Now this piece is underneath the quarter panel actually. So this is, I'm assuming, the part of the original car. It actually has the old owner's sponsor. And when you peel up this paint here, let me see if I can get a piece. Oh, I can't, but it was actually the car, the owner, original race car owner painted this thing green. Now, if you know anything about racing, at least locally for us, green is a terrible color to have because that will cause you bad luck. So I'm thinking we might have to take off this sticker. It's coming off. I can't risk it this season. We're going for a championship. I can't risk it. And she's gone. Now it's time to lug these back home and start mapping everything out. This is an air shear. This is way better than cutting metal with snips. It will save yourself from getting cut a lot. You could buy this at like Home Depot, Harbor Freight, and definitely worth it. We're here at Brian Baker's shop. He was letting us use his brake so we can get the sheet metal going. So it will be cool. Look at how cool this sport mod is.
You got to cut a pie out of it. So it needs to be like this. So when it folds over, it doesn't intersect.
Okay. So we're just adding a line so we know where to crease. About 1 inch. Go over here. But a little bit off, but we'll get it. right on that line.
Go all the way back.
Yes.
Good.
I think so. Flip it around. I think that's good enough. Are you ready? The big reveal? Oh, we did it! Oh, I think it needs a little bit more.
I think we're good.
One more time.
You sure? No, we're good. That's good, isn't it?
That's good enough. And we're done. It took just a little bit, but we got everything done. Thank you again to Brian Baker here in Baker Fabrication for teaching us a couple of tricks along the way and helping us out. All right, so now it's time to start bending our front fenders. This is our right fender, front fender, because you can tell by the little crease that we made earlier at Brian Baker's shop. Now, this is optional. A lot of people don't do it, but we like to do it here for two reasons. First, it kind of gets rid of this floppiness. As you can tell, there's no integrity here because it's such a small little piece. And then also, it can cut tires because this is very sharp right here. So, gotta bend it up and we'll prevent that. Save a couple tires from being lost. So what we're gonna do, put this down, we're just gonna fold it up. So I'm gonna make a line just like this right here where it's just like a centimeter above all the way, just so I have a marker of what I'm doing. And then I'm just gonna take the crescent wrench and then move it up, not all the way, but just move it up, and then I'll hit it over with the mallet. If you go all the way, you might get a crease in there, and everything's gotta be perfect on the Medusa car. So we're gonna get to it. Okay, so we're gonna start. Now, if I mess this up, I mess up the whole thing, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna lightly fold it over. I made the crescent wrench so it barely, it's very snug, but it still has a little bit of lucidity. That's a word, I don't know.
This is the last one.
I accidentally sprayed the degreaser instead of the spray paint, so Dad has taken over, and I have been banned from spraying painting the panels. He's a real sport, though. Isn't that right, Bill?
Oh yeah, real sport.
Good old Dad. Yeah. So we just finished the first panel, which is the door. You can kind of see here, we're skipping a couple. We're only putting a couple on to make sure the body is just able to stay on. We're not trying to get it race ready right now. So when we put the wrap on, we're not gonna have a whole bunch of extra holes in the wrap when we try to take pop rivets out and all that. But it's looking nice so far. We got the rust fingerprints over there, which will be covered eventually. On to the next. So now we're gonna position this to get it put on with a little bit more grip. This is gonna be over the top a little bit. That's okay, because we'll grind it off. It's better to have more than less. And we're also gonna be using one of these clamps here. We got it from Harbor Freight for like $1. They're really good because you can just put it on there. It's rubber, it doesn't dent it. And now look at that. Sun's not even needed. And we have one side on. Look at that. So we started on the left side of the car. The other side is completely done already. We also edited pretty much the whole back section. Before, it used to cut down like all the way down here. It looked like it was sagging down. But now it looks like an actual car. It looks pretty cool. Now we just got to get this last piece over here and we'll be all done. Look at that, and it is done. It's been done for a little bit. I just haven't had a time to take a full video of it. We've got a little RV in the background. How nice. But look at this. Most importantly, look how beautiful it is. Wow. It's actually race day today. Boom. I love this part because I finally got one of those little racing slogans. I've wanted one forever, but we don't have a spoiler to put on. So we made do. And then we also got the amazing All-American Glass little sign right there too. Some good people there. But isn't that awesome? Now we're going to go smash it up And the opener at Bakersfield Speedway, there it is, the old American stock. The main event wasn't too kind to this new body.